got to be an African consciousness there. Here you have, this is an interesting one. This is a man named Ibrahim Hannibal, or Abraham Hannibal. He is an African who ends up in Europe at the beginning of the 17th century. He is given as a gift to the Tsar or Kaiser or Emperor of Russia, Peter I, who takes a liking towards his child. I would like to think it was innocent. He sends the precocious little boy, he sends the child to France for an education, and he becomes a general in the Russian army. Now, apparently he knew he was going to have a military career, because next he adopted as his emblem, go to the next slide, an African elephant. Now, Peter gave him the name Petrovich, or son of Peter, which was the Russian tradition. But he took the name Hannibal, the most illustrious African military figure he could identify with. Now, that's got to be an African consciousness there. That was all the things he could have picked. He picked an African elephant and took the name Hannibal. Next. This is one of his children. Next. But the most famous of his ancestors, or his descendants, is Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin, who became the father of Russian literature, who bragged about his African ancestry. He was always talking about his great-granddaddy. And he prided himself on that, on his African identity. He had a vocabulary of 20,000 words. He is the Russian equivalent to Shakespeare. Next. And then you see in his study is an image of a black man breaking the chains of slavery 200 years ago. He was anti-slavery. He was pro-African. Imagine that, the consciousness that these brothers must have had. You get my point?